I'm going to do a quick follow-up video about the inside portion of my outside wood boiler that I did this morning. The 175 gallons of water is in a closed circuit that travels from the stove and into the house and then back out underground. That the pump on the stove keeps the water circulating. So on my house, here in the closet in the hallway in the center of the house is where my heat pump air handler portion is. And I don't have any return duct, so it's downdrafted, as you can see. It just pulls air through this louvered door, and then I've got a vent up here in the closet. But so you just simply mount this heat exchanger, which is like a radiator on a car basically, and tape it down to the top of my heat exchanger, and then I just lay my filter just on top of that. And then over here, as you can see, there's the red line coming in from under the floor, and then there's both of mine are red up here. I use red, but this is the cold back here going back out. So it just travels through there, and then when the heat pump fan kicks on, in fan only mode, it pulls the air through the filter as normal. But when the air passes over the radiator, then it changes the temperature of the air to about 110 degrees is what I'm getting out of my vents. That is with the stove set at 150 on the outside. By the time the water travels through and under the house and goes through the air handler, I'm getting about 110 degree air through my vents or my registers in the floor. So now there's one other place also it passes through, and that's through a heat plate that I have mounted under the floor, which heats my domestic hot water. So my hot water or my cold water coming in from my city water goes through the heat plate, and then this water also passes through that heat plate before it gets to this heat exchanger. And then when I'm running hot water, it basically preheats my hot water before it enters into my electric hot water heater. And that's a big benefit as well. So in here, all you have to do is simply set your thermostat, wire your thermostat to, I wired a separate thermostat to a fan only. So my heat pump actually thinks it's running, but the only part that runs in the winter when I have my stove on is the fan portion of the heat pump. You could use your standard thermostat like I have here, and basically I just turn the breakers off to the heat strips in the outside unit, so it thinks it's running, but it's really not. So if you have any other questions, I'll try to answer those. Thanks.